Now that I've unmuted my microphone, let's get this going. Welcome once again to Dungeons & Dragons. Let's do introductions. I'll start with me this time and we'll work backwards. I'm Vallen, the guy with the bad microphone skills, and I'm playing Ulfgar Holderheck, a dwarven bard of the Emerald Enclave, here to try and stop the undead menace and those that are living from fading away to death. Next to me is Lyssa, who is playing normally Valia Bonesmasher with her sidekick Flippy, but she is unavailable today. So we will move on to Kellisto.
I am Kellisto of the Bear God clan, and I play a half-elf druid.
Okay. And next to her we have Nerevar.
That is me. I'll be playing as Tobias Salazar, the Spacial sorcerer, and his idol on Arokh, Ironscale.
Indeed. And you can find him also on Twitch. You can check that out in the links on the page below. If not, you're watching this on a VOD on YouTube, it'll be in the description as well. Speaking of both of those, another fellow streamer and content creator, we have Rorax.
Hello, I am playing Aelia, the Centaur Cleric. I remember what I am, I promise. And I also have a YouTube channel over at RoraxPlays on the YouTubes, and the same again here on Twitch.
Yep. And then next to her, we have Artis and Dragonbait, a couple of the NPCs that have been palling around with us for a while. I finally got around to switching them out. So it's no longer Vorn, the old construct that we left protecting the Arokh people. But below them, we have Kashcah.
Hi. I'm not playing anybody because I'm the DM. I play the bad guys or the good guys, depending on your perspective.
She plays everybody and tells us if we're doing things right or wrong. Mostly wrong.
Your cat believes that you're playing the good guy.
There you go. There you go. Pets are very accepting. All right. So I think we do a small recap here. I've got the quest log open, which kind of gives a brief rundown. When last we left off, we were in the city of Crackhammer, which was overrun by fire newts. We negotiated their retiring from there, but they had been abusing and dwarves that were trying to basically retake their old home that had been abandoned when the volcano had erupted a long time ago. But we found and opened the treasury after smithing some new keys for it. Scythe, the leader of the current dwarves that are retaking this area, said she'd make us some new adamantine weapons and armor while we clear the mines. In the process, we also found a blinding light in a dangerously smoky area. We also found several striders that were these like prehistoric-looking mounts up here. There you go, on the side, that were kind of like tethered up, and we kind of riled them up into a point where they kind of stomped through us, and we had to like kind of cut a few of them down in the process of trying to just wall them in at the moment. They've got breathing room, but they're currently at least not attacking us. But then we moved down heading towards the mines to start investigating, make sure that those are clear and that all the previous squatters were gone, and found some dwarven captives that were very malnourished and barely living, because we really took our sweet time getting into this place. So we pretty much left off with rescuing them, and we're transporting them back to the area that Scythe was working in so that we could have them looked after and, I don't know, fed some fire newt soup or something. I don't know. But there you go. Kashcah, take it away.
So unless Epic Squid's going to play with us, you might want to change the title there.
Why?
In the Twitch.
I did change the title. I'll change it again.
Oh,
So anyway, sorry for the miscommunication.
Blame the site, blame the Twitch.
That's what I was doing, man. I was blaming them. All right.
Okay. So What are we doing? So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because I think we spent quite a bit of time with Scythie, and I think it would be good to depart her company if temporarily. So what I'm gonna say is return the dwarves that you found, the captive dwarves that you found. Take them to her care, and she agrees to kind of find them some comfortable location within the forge and nurse them back from their um, exhaustion and malnourishment and all the horrible debuffs that they currently have. So between her and her three friends, they are a little concerned though, and they express this concern about trying to divide their attention between guarding the forge and helping these two dwarves out, as there's only the four of them. So Artis and Dragonbait offer to stay, and Scythie gladly accepts that offer. She's seen them in combat and has decided that they are very handy to have around. So they decide to stay, and they offer to help guard the big, kind of entrance to the forge, while Scythie and her friends reforge the doors and try and nurse these two other dwarves back to health. And I will share as well that the two dwarves, during the conversation, the two dwarves would reveal that they were taken captive from an expedition that was led actually to the mines some time ago, and have been in the Fire Newt's care ever since. And this is why they're so... What was that?
Care?
Well, and they're not dead, right? They are extremely malnourished because the Fire Newts have not been taking great care of them. So yeah. So they're going to stay there. Would you question them more about their background, or are you interested in moving on? I guess to explain, I'm asking this because I'm happy to share a bit more about their background if you would have spent more time in conversation with them.
I don't know. I guess I'd be willing to listen to any information that they have, but more primarily based around the mines. Any surprises that we might run into going down there, because that's kind of my biggest concern, is that there's potentially more captives down there, and seeing how bad these guys are, I don't know that we have much time. So I really wouldn't want to linger. But also I would ask if they knew anything about that smoking bright light that we ran into.
Okay, so let me summarize kind of their response to your questions.
Okay.
So they don't know anything about the bright light. They've seen it, but have not. They, did not have a chance to kind of try and tackle it. So they don't know what that's all about. They say that the track down to the mines is actually functional. So you can take mine carts down there if you want. They say that there are a bunch of kobolds down there, and that the track is also you're bound to encounter some other kind of hostile creatures, shall we say, along the way. So they describe there's about 40 miles of track between here and the mine. So that's... They do describe that they were part of an expedition led by another dwarf that you actually encountered a long time ago. Called Hugh Hackenstone.
Hugh? Really?
Hugh Hackenstone. And they have been held captive for an extreme amount of time. They have no idea how long, but it has been a long time. And they've lost track, right? They have no idea, like, what day it is or anything like that. So.
Okay. Well, I tell them it's October 10th. It is a Tuesday at 10 p.m. in the morning.
How does that work?
No, I have no idea. I try to help get them up to speed a little bit, but more or less leave them in the new and probably, at least I hope it is, better care of Scythie and the other dwarves plus Artis and Dragobate. And then I'd talk to the group again and say, so, I guess we've got a few options here. One is to continue on down the mines. Another is to go investigate that smoky light that we had at the other side. And the third one is to leave them as they are. As this is a group that isn't really, you know, I may talk a lot, but I don't think that I'm the designated person to make all of our choices. I feel that we should all make them together. So what say the rest of you?
I forget, why are we going into the mines?
Originally to clear it so that they can safely restart the city of Crackhammer. That, and if we go down there, she was also going to get us adamantine weapons and armor.
Yeah, we should just go down there. I want my new scythe. Or my new whatever it is that I asked.
Scimitar?
Yeah, scimitar. That's what I meant. It started with an S.
Sides?
It's sharp, it cuts.
So after we going to take them to safety, we should investigate that smoke. That's my concern.
And Aelia, what do you say?
Honestly, I'm just along for the ride at this point.
All right.
It might literally be a ride as well.
Yes, this is true. I'm curious to know if it's just like a one-way ride, like the track only has carts go down. It doesn't have a way of getting them back up.
Actually, let me also, I think...
That wouldn't make sense, though, because isn't the purpose of a mine to bring things out?
True, but also to send the carts back down again? Hey!
Actually, the dwarves that you rescued would kind of know this a little bit, and they might have shared with you that, and you can kind of see it in the tracks as well as you get kind of close to the, as you start looking down the tunnel, right? And it is a downward slope towards the mine. So the carts would have, you know, there are brakes on the carts, so they would have been, you know, kind of ridden down to the mine, with the brakes, you know, being used to slow when the cart approached the mine. But that trained dinosaurs were used to haul the ore-ridden carts back up to the forge.
Oh.
And you can see, like, there are, like, worn tracks either side. Oh, so there's the cart tracks, right? And then either side of the tracks, there's, like, these worn areas where you can imagine, like, some big dino feet were, you know, have trodden down the earth and stone in those areas. It's very compacted.
Oh, I'm sure we'll find dinosaurs in the mine to take us back up.
If only those striders weren't so anti-dwarf and half-elf and human and centaur and lizardfolk. Oh my. Just realized that not one of us shares a similar race. Trying to remember where we saw the oh yeah, it was over here that we saw the smoke and the light.
Yes.
The dwarves had seen it. It doesn't seem to be doing much, but I do sorry, let me get back in character. I do have a concern about that, as it's the closest, and we'd be quite some distance away if we went down these tracks. I'm still in favor of going down into the mines, giving them the opportunity to forge some new weapons and armor for us. But I guess I'm still a little bit concerned about the the immediate presence over here. Would any of you object to us investigating this?
Valia would have.
She's being very docile suddenly. No, I'm just kidding.
Keep in mind though is that City has some of your gear at the moment. So if you go investigate these, you're going to be investigating them minus that gear.
Ah, okay.
Because you've already, as far as I was aware, I think last session you already kind of handed over the bits and pieces, right?
Well, for example, if I had requested an adamantine rapier, would she be coating my existing one or making a new blade for it?
Not making a new blade.
If
yeah,
I could work with a short sword. I think we had an extra one sitting around.
Yeah, we didn't hand it the gear, just sort of ordered the parts for it.
So they're on order.
Yeah.
She'll give you a tracking number in about 24 hours, and then you can.
Yeah, that's good.
Just out of curiosity, being that I wasn't here for last episode, am I getting a spear out of this?
If that's what you were asking, because honestly, we were going to kind of leave it to you if you wanted to pursue some kind of armor or a weapon or something of adamantine make.
It's an adamantine spear.
Adamantine
would be
horseshoe.
Think of a thing to ask for an adamantine barding.
Pretty good.
And listen, you, horseshoes are perfectly wearable by centaurs, okay? There's even an enchanted set of horseshoes that allow me to...
It's like you putting on your shoes, slippers, whatever.
Yeah.
Sandals.
City says she's a skilled smith, but not that skilled.
Could I get 2 toe rings? No, I'm kidding.
Wow. Hello, 1990. Asking them for their fashion back.
Whatever you end up deciding, I'm sure it's just something you'd have to discuss with Kashcah. So.
Yeah. I mean, you can. Yeah. City can forge or smith one kind of item for you out of adamantine. So it's up to you what you would like her to do for you. So the barding or the spear or the shoes.
Yeah, I don't know whether plain horseshoes help a centaur. I don't know there's rules for that.
I don't think having
This
horseshoes
is a
made
very
of another
meta
metal.
conversation.
Yeah, I don't think having horseshoes of another metal would really benefit.
No.
You. It's more the protected. It's more its durability, I guess.
Well, how are you expecting it to benefit your rapier then?
It's not gonna break so easy.
Okay.
I've looked up rules in the past for adamantine, so I thought that it would be beneficial to weapons and armor. I don't know that it works for shoes, but if that's a part of armor, then sure it would. I don't know.
Ruh-roh.
Oh.
Ruh-roh.
It's fine. He's fine. Camera just turned off at the moment. He's fine.
Aelia indicates to Seti that she would really love some adamantine barding, but she says, we'll get my measurements when I come.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. She says she can manage that.
Okay.
She's kind of looking you over. I think I can manage that.
It's just this really big shield that has a strap on it.
Stand really still while I hammer it around your body.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. So Ulfgar was saying, I still want to go into the mines to make sure that they're safe and that there aren't any other captives. But I do feel that there's an immediate threat with the this fiery smoke light that we experienced, and I could use the rest of your experience, the rest of your expertise, to figure out what it is. It was very blinding to me, and was actually very noxious.
We could split up, Ulfgar.
He says no. I'd much rather not.
Well, I think Aelia would be the deciding factor because, and I'm going to insist upon this, if I remember correctly, Valia and I were both adamant about going to the mines first.
Ah, okay. I do remember Valia being so. Okay. Oy. Sorry, getting toasty.
But 3 against 2 wins. Majority.
I don't know.
Majority rules.
You could say Flippy has a vote in that too.
No, Flippy is.
No.
These holes are small, but I could catch up. Just to check that they're not going to be overwhelmed while we're down.
Right. I mean, I just wanted to see what it was, and if any of you have a way of making that easier, would make things easier. As it's a lot of smoke and a very bright light, and yeah. Which you'd think a lot of light would make things easier to see, but not when there's smoke obscuring it as well.
I would see what I can do about the smoke. No promises, though.
All right. Well, why don't Tobias and Arokh come with me, and we'll go investigate that, and you two see if you can find out how to get those rail carts working and set them up. You 3, I mean,
sure.
Since Valia is going to be with you as well.
Sure. Or we could just, yeah.
And that way, if you end up getting things going, then we'll catch up to you. And if
well,
not...
I don't want to split us, but...
All right. Well, he's gonna kind of hop his way past those carts in trying to get over towards the fiery area. What?
So, wait, Kellisto, Valia, and Aelia are just hanging out at the rail carts while you're...
Oh, are they all set and ready to go?
No, I think what I would do then, if you're very insistent upon it, I would then say that I would leave Valia to do the carts and go with you, so just you'll stop asking for it, and then we can go to the mines. Like, let's just go do it. The dwarf won't shut up about it. Let's go.
Sorry.
I'm just
okay.
because I feel like that eventually she would say that too.
Okay.
Okay. So then, yeah, in the interest of, I know this might be a little bit out of character for Valia, but in the interest of making everybody else's experience as good as possible, while she's not here, Valia is going to agree to stay with Sithy, and Dragonbait and Artis to try and get these minecarts in working order, while anybody else who wants to goes and checks out the smoky bit. And you do see, yep, there are 3 minecarts around, except it helps if I ping, so 1 here and then the 2 down here that you're seeing. There's these 3 minecarts to be set up and whatnot. So
I missed the one that was up there. Okay.
It was totally there last week. I mean, absolutely no question it was there last week.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Right,
Let's
so
go look at the smoke.
Okay.
Let's go look at the smoke.
So Ulfgar kind of tunnels down the tunnel until he gets all the way over here. And basically says, once he gets over here, can you see it? And you probably, I would assume at this point, Kashcah could tell him what they see.
Why, thank you. um, so the space in front of you is very smoky. Clouds of rolling smoke are stinging your eyes, and drifting embers burn your throat as you breathe once you kind of get... well, I would say, like, you can see this up ahead. It's not burning your throat yet, but you can see this kind of... As you get further into this area, it's very smoky with embers in the air. And that's all you see, actually. Ulfgar, you don't see that lantern light that you saw before is not there.
Of course. Yeah. That actually has me more concerned because I can't see the light that I saw before, which would imply that something moved, and that's probably unnatural.
What you can't make out the size or shape of the area at all. It's like the smoke immediately kind of gets too dense. So, this looks like it opens up and you can't see anything beyond that.
Yeah. At most, Ulfgar would say, I recall when we first entered, there was an opening to the left out onto a little balcony above the lava. Otherwise, I couldn't see anything after that. That was at most I saw, because it was too blinding and stinging of the smoke and light. Did I feel that it would be the smoke was what made me blind, or the light?
The smoke.
Okay, yeah. Then that's what he would emphasize.
Yeah, the light was just like this kind of like weak kind of light in the smoke. Mm-hmm. Like a small glow from further back.
Okay. Yeah, Tobias pointing on the smoke. You really did go in there?
Wait, yeah, I went in there.
You're mad?
Well, I've been known to be called that before. Trying to make it safe, that's all. I'm a scout. That's what I used to do.
Yeah, that means you are looking for danger, not engage the danger.
Well, I thought I found some, so I went back for reinforcements. Can you blame me?
Not really, though.
Are you sure you just didn't see the fire that caused the smoke?
That
not a lantern.
That could have been the case, but either way, it wasn't from the dwarf guards that were set out front, and it's not there now, which means that they're not alone here, and could be attacked.
Okay, then let me try to deal with the smoke. Try to stay close.
Okay.
And Tobias is going to cast the Warding Wind. And see if that helps.
Oh, it's much cooler now. Thank you. I mean, it's much cooler now. Thank you. You probably can't hear him still.
So the smoke does seem to clear from this. Yeah, it looks... it's acting just like regular smoke.
Okay, that should do the trick. Okay, let's go forward.
Right. Sticking close by, like glue.
Okay. So you see the cave kind of you can see the walls of it now. It's kind of opening up in front of you, and you see as Ulfgar described, there's openings to the north, which you can see the glow of the magma kind of flow in front of that. And then there's an opening to the east and to the south.
Okay. Still a little bit smoke left.
Indeed.
Do we see a source of the smoke?
Not yet, no. It is. You do see quite a bit of embers floating around in it, though.
I don't know that we have a light source for him to work with, and anything I say is not going to be heard if I'm not mistaken. It deafens you and other creatures in its area. Yeah, so he'd be shouting, you'd see it moving his lips and stuff, but it's you're not hearing it. Which
is Ulfgar doing any kind of physical semith?
He's got his flags out.
He's basically like making this and pointing south, but he's worried apparently. You know, I don't know what you want to construe with that. That's what he's doing.
I think
Maybe
he can
it
use
takes out.
press the digitation to make us signs.
Right. He could do that. He could make like a little tiny trinket in his hand. It's only like about this big. Let me see, because he might have something that he could do here that would help. He's got a few spells. Ulfgar's spellbook. That's not gonna help.
Ulfgar's spellbook. I'm trying to imagine what this looks like. I imagine it's got like little drawings in it that aren't of the greatest quality.
Yeah, so that's not really helping. He'd try and use prestidigitation to make like a sign that's like an arrow, I guess. I don't know. He's just having an arrow and he's like pointing south, and then he's like making a motion of like vision or eyes or glasses. Basically, Ulfgar's waiting on you, Tobias.
So I'm going to start heading south.
Okay. And I don't know if there's still more smoke that way. I mean, obviously it swirls around him a bunch, so.
Yes, so there is still smoke in that direction. So, yep. Let me reveal a little bit more. But as you kind of move forward, obviously it clears away from you in a 10-foot radius.
So I'd like to see if the smoke actually returns in the areas that we've been.
Yes. Once it is kind of a slow accumulation, right? It's not like there's the smoke back again. But as Tobias kind of moves, well, actually not. He's still in. It's a 10-foot radius from him, so he's still got like, you know, it's not where you're standing, Ulfgar.
Okay.
It seems to be kind of more to the east and the south.
Okay.
It's dark in here, right?
Mm-hmm. You just see these little glowing embers like in amongst the smoke.
I'm letting know Ulfgar that I want him to go first because I don't see anything.
Ulfgar steps in front of him.
Yeah, I'm just kind of letting him go forward.
And actually, Ulfgar will walk a little further forward. He's got dark vision, so.
And I'm trying to stay close behind him.
Okay.
So we can't hear, and you can't see.
It's perfect.
This is a great way to go.
Okay.
Oh, and there's cats.
Yeah, and there's cats. Ulfgar, could you make a dex Dexterity saving throw, please.
I will try. Hold on. Let me bring up my character sheet here. Dex saving throw. Oh.
Come on, shouty boy.
And I forgot to unmute the tab.
Oh, careful. Okay. You managed to kind of dodge out of the way when a blast of cinders comes towards your face.
Yay! I would imagine it being cinders, it would give off at least some sort of glow, and others might have seen that.
Definitely, yes. I would say others do see you kind of dodging out of the way quickly, and the cinders, once they hit this kind of wind, wind wall, the warding wind that is around, they do kind of disperse a bit more than perhaps. Yeah, they disperse in amongst the wind.
Okay. What do I see?
Smoke.
I'm like, I thought that his wind like went around 10-foot radius.
Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry. There we go.
Okay. I'll continue moving forward. One more square. Provided that he moves with me.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Make another dex saving throw.
Doggone. Just gonna keep doing this until I fail. Alright, there we go.
You're not failing. So again, you dodge out of the way, and Tobias sees you dodging out of the way of this blast of cinders. You've got some area.
Can I block somehow the openings?
The openings, you said?
Yeah, those holes where the burst came from.
You could. I think you'd have to. Oh wait, hang on, because you've got one spell going right. That. Is that gonna be a concentration check if you cast another one? I think.
I don't know if this one requires concentration.
And Kellisto and Aelia, you can see the smoke behind you is moving back in. It's like this kind of creeping, billow that just slowly kind of wafts and takes shape. I mean, not any particular shape, but just slowly becomes kind of more opaque and, obscuring your vision behind. So as Tobias moves further in, the smoke seems to be kind of billowing and wafting out of like this area as well.
I missed where this area was.
This one?
Oh, sorry. Hang on. I was on the wrong layer. Yeah, that area.
Which leads me, so I notice it, and I'm like, hey, I think this cave just goes in a circle because the smoke is coming behind it.
It's actually too loud for anybody to hear anything from the wind.
Okay.
It deafens everybody within a 10-foot radius of him.
I think I have the solution for the lack of light.
Aelia taps Tobias on the shoulder and points behind her to the cloud rolling in behind her.
I just Tobias just nods. That he acknowledges that there's something wrong with the smoke.
50.
And I think Kellisto could provide us a little bit of light.
Aelia, could you make a dex saving throw?
How dare you? And yes, I can.
Wow, me. Sorry, I just looked outside. Massive. Alright, go on. Dex saving throw.
Quick question.
You were able to dodge out of the way as well, but this blast of cinders comes through the smoke that's been kind of accumulating towards you. It's like It looks like it's coming from a specific point, but it blasts out in like an expanding cone.
Okay, quite visibly to those in our circle of very loud wind, Aelia now starts facing that direction and holding her.
Okay. Yeah, Ulfgar would have his sword and shield out at this point. I guess that makes sense. I mean, he was expecting danger.
I'll initiate my flame blade because that'll give off.
Hey, that's a good idea. I like this.
It's 10-foot radius, and
That's-
then dim light for an additional 10 feet.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, you can quite clearly see now in this it's like you're at the center of a tornado. You know?
Eye of the storm.
Yes, exactly. And you can quite clearly see stone floor of the cave, stone walls. So, yep, it's quite bright now.
Yeah. Do Ulfgar see something very curious or very important?
She says that I keep seeing smoke. Basically, I can only see about as far as your wind wall goes.
Yeah. You just see smoke. And it's quite defined, right? This wall in front of you, because it is literally like where the wind ends, the smoke begins.
I'm just waiting for some kind of xenomorph to come jumping out of the smoke wall that's directly in front of me.
Wow.
This is not going to go well.
Yeah. I'm nudging Ulfgar through stone.
What, to go forward?
Just to rush him, yeah. Just to rush him.
Yeah, he keeps moving forward. As long as you're moving forward, he moves forward. He doesn't want to outpace you. All right. So he'd go up there.
Oh, sorry, Ulfgar, I moved you.
That's all right. I understand you need to do so to clear away some areas.
So you find that so actually make one more dex saving throw, Ulfgar.
Oh.
And then as you move forward, you see
Big bucks, no whammies.
this little guy hiding in the corner. Oh, and you do take so you you just get a glimpse of this guy, Ulfgar. Tobias, you see him fairly clearly now. But you get a glimpse of this guy before you are blinded by these cinders that he exhales into your face, and the smoldering ash just kind of blinds you completely. So you are blinded and.
Is it a ranged weapon attack?
No.
Damn.
Do you have a bestiary?
What was that? Sorry.
Do you have a bestiary sheet on it?
Like a picture.
Oh, I do. Thank
The
you.
handout.
I think. Do I? Whoop. There we go. Show to everyone.
Smoke Mefit. Oh dear.
Ooh,
How cool is that guy?
He's very cool.
seriously.
that is pretty cool.
I want to be a smokeman.
So I'm blind.
Oh my God. You are blind. You are blinded by the cinders.
So now's my opportunity to stab anybody that I want willy-nilly. Now, would I have seen him as I was
Yes.
blinded?
Yes. As like the split second before you became blinded, you saw him hiding in the corner. And he sees you, and you kind of make eye contact, and he looks quite panicked, or she. They look quite panicked, and then it's just like a kind of almost impulsive reaction. He just blasts you with this cinder breath and blinds you.
Great.
There's a split second where you make eye contact with this quite panicked small being.
Do I take damage?
No, you are just blinded.
Then I take a defensive posture at this moment. And I obviously have my eyes closed, and I'm kind of like rubbing them with my rapier in one, so you guys could probably see that he's struggling at this point because he can't see.
Unheard because of the wind, but Aelia shouts, "Don't rub, it only makes it worse."
And Aelia, I would like you to make another dex saving.
Sure.
The smoke is building up behind you.
I don't appreciate that smoke method. Sorry, I'm getting lost in my pages. Woof.
Oof.
Oh dear.
You are also now blinded.
She kind of holds her head down and has her hands near her head, but does not rub.
So there's this again. It's this split second of like you don't see the source of it, but it's this expanding cone of cinders that just rushes forward. And what's the intelligence check for? Do I want to?
Nope.
Yeah. So
Initiative then?
You hear there's this little, well, I don't know if we need it or not. This little guy here is chattering at a very high speed in a language that I'm pretty sure none of you can understand. Let me check.
It sounds like wind.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Is it Sylvan?
No, it's not. But you see Tobias, you see his mouth like he's chattering away. But yeah, Ulfgar is correct. You cannot hear it anyway.
Advantage and disadvantage of this spell. Doggone it. It's so useful.
It's fair and balanced.
He's kind of like up. He's got his back up against the wall, and his eyes are like darting from Ulfgar to Tobias, and he's kind of like wondering what you're going to do next. Obviously he is flying, right? So he's not standing on the ground, but he's kind of like back up against the cave wall, and he's like looking furtively between the two of you, like, and you just see his little mouth like chattering away.
I don't like chatters. Yeah, I'm going to use the wand of web just to kind of pacify him.
Okay, let me look up web. I have to remind myself again. So I think he gets okay.
He should get strangled, at least for the time being.
He gets a dex saving throw to get out of the way of the... Do you know what the DC is? Spells?
I think web was 15, but I could be wrong. Because I think the wand uses the minimum.
For my modifier, hang on. Macros.
What is a wand?
Yeah, wands use the absolute minimum.
Yeah, save DC is 15. Okay.
Alright, so he so you web, pull out the wand, try to web him, and he just dodges out of the way. He looks like he's a pretty fast little guy, and the web just kind of bleh against the wall behind him.
And he's flying.
He is flying, yeah. Kellisto, I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Okay. You see a blast of cinders come your direction, but you see it in time, just in time to move out of the way.
Okay, I duck, but then I'm like straining to look to see, like, if I can see anything, because I kind of saw what was happening, or sort of saw what happened to it.
You can't. I mean, it's like a smoke machine, right? That's producing like this fairly thick smoke. You can see the approximate location of the source, but you can't see the source. It's just like this billows of smoke is building, especially building quite thickly because you're now in a fairly enclosed area.
Well, I guess there's. Sorry, I'm looking to see if there's anything I can do. I do have a shield on me, so I might like raise it over my head a little bit, or not quite over my head, but kind of in front of me, in case another thing of cinders comes.
Okay, so you've got the shield kind of up here, like.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Ulfgar, what are you doing?
Stressing to get the smoke out of my eyes, and trying to fumble to put my rapier away. Because I realized at this point I need to make sure I find where Tobias is, rather than start stabbing randomly.
Okay. And Aelia, how about you? What are you up to?
I'm just trying to blink to try and get the ashy cinders out of my eyes, and I'm keeping my shield well up over my.
Okay. Tobias, what do you want to do?
Let's see if he's still very nimble. I'm using the Wonder Web again.
Okay. He is not so nimble this time and gets restrained by the web.
You just webbed a smoke apparition. Nice. It's good to get the magic web.
So he becomes infuriated by this and is just like fighting now with the web, and he keeps looking at you, Tobias, and he looks like he's thoroughly cursing you. Obviously you can't hear any of this, but he looks like he's spitting curses at you. He's just really pissed off.
I really want to dispel the warding one, but I'm not sure if the smoke will accumulate in our area.
Do I know anything about these guys?
You have seen him for a split second, so I'm not sure if you'll be able to do anything.
Well, I mean, like, it'd be nice to know if I knew that they were typically a friendly race, if they were typically...
Well, make an intelligence check.
There.
Or if you can describe to me in a way that Ulfgar would know about these, then I would also accept that.
Having been in dwarven mines, if he's experienced them before. Or if he's heard tales of them from his family.
In his upbringing. An intelligence check with advantage.
Okay. I'm gonna need it because I got minuses.
I would say with the 17, you've definitely heard of these little smoke methods before. They don't have a good reputation. They tend to be a little bit capricious. Kind of like little impishness to them.
Okay. Have I known them to be violent?
It's not so much violent because they don't have any, they don't have a lot of like oomph behind them, right? But they are kind of more like they like to play tricks on people.
Okay. So upon being able to put the rapier away eventually, Ulfgar would be trying to push his way back towards Tobias and trying to like just wave people back if possible. And trying to like walk in that direction. Obviously, somewhat blinded because he's got the shield on his arm, and he's like doing this. And then if he runs into Tobias, he's gonna start like pushing him in some kind of direction opposite the direction they were going before, as best as he can recall.
Kellisto, you said you've got your shield up in front of your face, or like?
Yes, I'm looking the other direction though, the direction which
Excuse me. Uh-oh.
came.
Oh.
Oh,
Sure, I'll...
Sorry, which direction are you looking? I missed it.
Discord's cutting you up.
Sorry.
That's not your fault.
I'm pinging the map.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Single screen difficulties. Okay. You see glowing green light. And it dances forward to the edge of the wind wall and then skips away merrily. If a light can be merry.
Mary.
So I can cast I don't know if it'll do anything, but if I do Druidcraft, I can cast a puff of wind in that direction to kind of like push some.
Yeah, you could influence the smoke a little bit to get a little bit out of the way. And so is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it's only 5 feet, so it would be like right on the edge.
Okay.
So I can go out 30 feet, but that only affects 5 feet.
Oh, okay, I see. So you're gonna kind of, because you've got like a 10-foot radius from Tobias where it's smoke free, and then kind of a smoky area is building. Yeah, so you could hit that right there, and you reveal a very surprised looking smoke method who's like, oh! Not expecting to be revealed. It's like you've caught him like getting out of the bathtub or something. He's just like, ah!
Do I know what it is? Have I ever seen one of these or heard of one of them?
Same deal as Ulfgar. If you can describe how Kellisto would know one of these guys, then well, either way is an intelligence check. But if you can think of a way that Kellisto would know one of them, then you can take intelligence on it or advantage on it, even. If that makes sense.
I'm gonna do the check, but she doesn't like being underground, so she probably would never have seen or.
I appreciate that.
So I probably wouldn't. Yeah.
We'll do an intelligence check. Anyway, right, and see what you know.
Which one is intelligence?
Oh, just actually click the word intelligence on your stat scores. On the top left side.
Oh, in this. Oh.
Yeah, it's like strength, dex, constitution, intelligence.
Oh, in the savings throw?
No, not a little bit further left. Actually, click the word above the big number.
Got it.
Oh.
Oh, apparently I have heard them. Maybe through the grapevine.
I've talked to you a lot about them.
You've heard word from a elemental druid.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know smoke methods. They're crude, lazy creatures. They billow smoke constantly. They're not to be trusted. They like to play tricks. And additionally, you know that if you kill one, it's gonna explode in a cloud of smoke. So.
Do I? Are they considered beasts or something else?
They are actually elementals.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to speak with animals.
Unfortunately.
I'm just going to go ahead and attack it because this is ridiculous.
Okay.
Yay, says one of the people that can see them.
I will use my Thorn Whip.
You do have your flaming sword.
Yeah,
oh,
but
that's
he's
right.
not, in... I don't want to go into the smoke.
Oh, he's about to get a lot closer.
Is that considered? Okay, it's a melee. Okay, good. So let's see, how many hit points does this poor little guy have? Well, you see his mouth like, and he kind of let's see, so he takes seems to take a little bit of damage. Are you pulling him?
Yeah, why not?
Get over here.
Then he is in your face.
Probably wasn't smart to do, but
I don't know. He's out of the smoke now for sure. And what he does in retort is he kind of like narrows his eyes at you and gives this like evil kind of grin, like he's like, and he attacks Aelia. So he just claws out at Aelia.
sorry, Aelia.
I'd like to give a disadvantage to Aelia because she's not expecting it at all. But she does still wear armor, so it's not like her armor disappeared.
Let's see, what's your I think what I would have done in 3.5 is denied you like your dex bonus. So because you're blind, right? So you can't really use your dexterity to evade attacks.
Yeah.
So I think I
reduce the armor by my dex.
Yeah, I think so.
You could always just give it an advantage to attack her.
Listen, mister.
Listen, we are overcomplicating this in a fun and interesting way.
All right, then. I'll keep rubbing my eyes.
Yeah. Mr. Ulfgar.
It's making it worse.
Okay, so so maybe now though is I think we're at the point where we really need initiative. Some combat has been initiated. So let's do some initiative. Let me get the initiative tracker out. Okay,
So yes, Aelia would be hit by that.
Okay, so 3 slashing damage. You just feel some claws like bite into you. You know what's amazing?
Yelps.
I only have to roll 1 initiative.
Isn't it nice?
1 initiative roll.
That's very odd.
So am I.
Okay, cool. Is that everybody? Wow, that's everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, that will be everybody.
That's amazing. Okay, so Callisto, actually this is kind of appropriate. You get to react to this evil look and clawing of Aelia that just happened in front of you.
Well, since I pulled him closer, I'm hitting him with my flame blade.
That hits. And he looks severely injured by this. It carves through his smoky little body, and his eyes go wide and full of fear.
I have nothing else.
Okay. And at that point, he is going to run away. He is. He thought he could have some fun with this, but now is seeing that he absolutely cannot. So he is going to fly away. Actually, so he.
Do I get an opportunity?
Yes, you do. So he is going to zip. Get it back in.
Thorn Whip. Pull him back.
Yeah, it is Mortal Kombat in.
Yeah, so he's flying. The whip wraps around him, and he's like little wings are like fluttering like mad, and he's going nowhere. except that's not what I was trying to do. Okay, that's better. Right. The other guy is going to try and make the most pathetic strength check that you've ever seen to pull these webs off. Yeah, that fails. So he's just there, like, just ripping the webbing, and it's like the webbing is just way stronger than he is.
Yeah, he's mostly smoke, so I don't think he'll have enough strength, enough muscle to rip the web apart.
Yeah, he does not have any of those things. He is the webbing is overwhelming his little body. Okay, Aelia, you are clawed, and you can hear Kellisto and some combat activity next to you.
Could I see by now?
Oh yes, you can. Yes, sorry.
Oh,
That's all right. I was just wondering if that worked because they're entering combat. So Aelia, unlike the imp with his vicious grin, Aelia just has the most nasty scowl on her face, staring right at the imp, and she makes a claw of power with her hand. If you know what I mean, like one of those metal album covers where the person is holding their hand up, almost like they're clutching an orb of power.
Mm-hmm.
And that is when she does Sacred Flame on it.
Okay.
Wait, that's not how I do Sacred Flame. It's been too long. That's how I do Sacred Flame.
Okay. He's going to try and dodge. And he's going to fail. And there's this explosion of smoke that is it's kind of really strange because he explodes in this smoky, just massive smoke like outburst. But it's immediately pushed away by the warding wind.
So he's like melted. It's just like
yeah, it does. I mean, the warding wind. I'm kind of imagining it being a circular wind, and it does just kind of whip him away. So it's like he was it's like he was made of dust almost. So he is gone.
I approve.
Actually, we can just move him off the field completely. His little body isn't even there.
Oof. Whoosh.
Gone.
Like a puff of smoke.
Okay. Arokh.
Arokh's kind of going to go back off to see if there's more of them coming.
Okay.
And he's going to stand guard for the time being.
Okay. You don't see any more just yet. And I think 6 seconds is, not quite long enough to see if the smoke's going to clear or not. So I think we'll start to see some results in a round or two.
Good.
Can I make a meta suggestion? Because this is probably something Arokh would know, but I don't know whether Tobias has thought of it. Arokh has big wings.
I'm not sure there's enough space to move them.
Right.
I think where he's standing, probably not, but he could, if he wanted to take a step forward, he thinks he'd be able to give a good whoosh with his wings.
Whoosh.
Okay, that'll be. Should I try it? Should Arokh do this?
Would Arokh do this?
Rorax says yes.
He already saw the half-elf druid just go poof. Gotcha.
Yeah, kind of.
She's like a big bullfrog like that. You can
I think he will be in range. Sure, why not?
Waiting for the line attack to come through the group.
But how do we do this? It will be a strength check. Or...
No, I mean it's just a And like Arokh can fly, right? So it's just like part of his movement. He's just like using a slow kind of flight motion from his wings to push the smoke away, and the smoke does indeed clear from that area. Not 100%, but enough that you can see. So yeah, a lot less smoky in kind of in this bit now. Not nearly as much smoke.
Does it building again, or
Doesn't seem to be. Anything else you would like to do?
no? For the time being,
Okay.
not for Arokh.
Okay. How about Tobias?
I'm not sure if reasoning with them do something. But looking on Ulfgar, I'm afraid to turn down the wind. So there is that he might escape. So yeah, I'm going to stab it with a sword, with my new short sword.
Okay.
Oh, right. The pretty one.
That definitely hits him.
The death
Yeah, yes, yeah, he's entangled, so yeah.
Right.
That does a lot of damage.
He takes a heavy wound to his body, and if he could bleed, well, what looks like smoke is pouring from his the wound that you've dealt him, and your sword goes, yes, finish.
Oh no, it talks telepathically. It's the only thing you can hear.
Okay. Ulfgar, your vision clears, and you're able to see now in front of you is a small smoke method plastered to the wall with web, and looks like he's heavily injured.
He immediately thinks, "Oh, it's a good thing I was rubbing my eyes. It cleared the smoke away." That much faster. Then he redraws his weapon, stops what he is doing, and tries to give it a stab.
Okay.
That would be the most he'd be able to do in this turn. So
the wind is still whipping, by the way, and you can the wound that the smoke method has. The smoke is like trailing, just like in the wind, creating this almost ribbon of smoke through the wind. That hits.
All right. There you go.
He is mostly dead.
Mostly.
Another wound and more smoke is ribboning away from his body in the wind.
I think he used his bonus action to draw his weapon, so.
His the smoke method's face looks like yeah, I mean it's full of fear. He's absolutely terrified at this point.
Okay.
Okay. Kellisto. You hear all this ruckus going on kind of round the corner.
Okay. I was wondering whether I would actually notice. I move.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Well, I mean, if I notice it, then I'll move. Otherwise, I could be still, not paying attention.
You can definitely see, you saw Tobias draw his sword and
Okay.
and swing at something, stab at something.
And then I'll move past him to see what's going on.
Okay. Yep. You see little smoke method stuck to the wall with web.
And I don't like these things. So I hit it with my flame.
Okay. So yes, that kills it. It does the same thing as the other one, where it explodes in a ball of smoke, but the smoke is rippled away from the area by the wind, and it is gone. It is no more. And there's just this glob of web in a little smoke mephit body shape on the wall.
You probably notice Ulfgar's got really bloodshot eyes and red rings around each one at this point from all the rubbing he was doing.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and do the healing word on you then.
Well, he's not injured, just, you know.
Okay.
But thank you. I would assume that actually he did take a point of damage from earlier, so I'll take it.
Aelia.
Aelia is going to move ahead of Arokh, and she is going to, whether uselessly or not, try and clear more smoke with her shield by waving it like a fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Arokh's been kind of productive in that manner, and you help clear the area of the last of the smoke in that. So that cavern is now pretty much smoke free. There's little kind of wisp billowing from this area, but it doesn't seem to be like a productive kind of thing. It seems like
it's not advancing.
Right. It's just kind of dispersing along the ground.
Okay. I think I'll leave my turn there and wait for the others to.
Okay. What do the rest of you guys want to do? Let's fast forward this a bit.
I continue following the Aeromancer.
Okay. Tobias, are you maintaining the warding wind?
Yeah, because I'm not sure if there is more of those pesky creatures.
Okay. You want to lead the way then, with where you're going?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah, you come to this cavern opening, and it's you can see that Arokh and Aelia have pretty much cleared it.
And what's around here?
Ulfgar actually takes a step back so that Kellisto can go up with her light source, since he needs it.
Let's see. Like this. The smoke seems to be a lot weaker in this area, and it's just kind of it's like the air is slowly clearing. Get rid of this.
Okay, we're moving forward.
Okay.
Yay, follow the leader.
I'm just gonna clear. You see an empty chamber in here, and let's see, like this probably. Yep. Definitely a lot less smoke in these areas now. Still some in the air, but it's not troubling your breathing much. Another empty chamber over here, and a small bit of a dead method. Hang on, let me move. Okay.
Just realize we're like breathing dead method right now, so.
Indeed. Yep, and you can continue to kind of clear the path up here. And I'll just save time here. You find another empty chamber up here.
And at this point, I'm going to disperse the wind.
Okay. Yep. You seem to have.
Still choking on the smoke that was left.
Right. Yeah, area seems to be clear. No more methods. In this bit that you see.
Okay, that was That wasn't very pleasant.
No. Let's go see how the others have got on with those carts.
Actually, I would like to investigate why those creatures were here.
It's a very likely environment. I think Callisto
Yeah.
used to teach classes on them when she was younger. She's told me a few things about them.
Majored in elementals, specifically methods, special focus
Yeah.
on methods.
I'm just like muttering under my breath, stupid caves.
I
hate
should
caves.
do investigation
cave.
check.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
No, sorry, not this.
The caves are slightly feared. Yeah, you think that this was a environment that they kind of like. This seems like a good. If you were a smoke method, you'd think this was a good place to make your home. Especially as there are occasional adventurers who show up for you to torment. So yeah, you think this is they like this environment, that there wasn't. You don't find anything specific that they were like guarding, or
No stash, no hoard.
they're not particular treasure hoarders now, and I'm gonna get rid of the
Pupper? Why Pupper?
Oh no!
What a cutie.
She hates being picked up.
Ooh.
So we can say that this floor of the caverns will be very safe for the dwarves, at least for the time being.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We should go head back and see what the rest of the party is doing.
I agree. Second that.
Okay, so you head back over and find that while you were busy playing with smoke methods, these dwarves are now kind of taking some recovery in. Put them over there for now. But the team has righted these carts. They've got them on the tracks that lead downwards. And Artis says the brakes work fine.
I insight check that. I want to know if he's telling the truth or if he's just being sarcastic. There you go. Come back, finish rolling.
You think there's an element of sarcasm there?
Okay.
Really though?
He says, look, we did what we could with the tools and materials that we had. He says, as far as I can tell, they're functioning. He's pulling on one of the levers. There's these like stout little levers on, like the Indiana Jones cart, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's this little lever on the front which you can pull, and it applies a brake against the front wheel. And it seems to be, he's like, it's not like we rode it down the mine or anything. He's like, but look, they work fine.
Yeah, but I wouldn't risk it. I'm very concerned that we will probably meet not very pleasant end.
Ulfgar hops in a cart.
Yeah, I'm already in a cart, jumping up and down. Come on, let's go. It'll be fun.
Even your sword's like, this could have a good ending. He says, your sword says,
Quiet.
I think this is win-win either way.
Aelia is extremely uncomfortable with the situation because she, other than boats, which she doesn't like anyway, she really prefers to move herself.
You can run behind us.
Da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum.
Or to the
Could
side.
I keep up with a minecart going down a hill?
Depends if it's being powered by redstone.
All right. These are
It
powered
says-
tracks.
Yeah.
They'll collide.
Hmm.
Don't. Well, I mean, you have no idea, right? Because you have no idea how steep it gets up ahead, or
If you asked that out loud, Ulfgar would try to make his best guess.
Aelia is asking out loud, by the way.
Yeah,
Sorry, I should have made that clear.
Oh, like if you can keep up.
Yep.
mhm.
You don't think that you can?
You might at some parts, you wouldn't at others, would be my guess.
Aelia looks very crestfallen.
He says, here, just get in the middle cart, you'll be comfy in here, and if it goes too fast for you, you pull on that lever there. I'm not much of one for mechanics, but I do know about this much. They're dwarven make. Sure, they might have been repaired and tinkered with by a human, but, you know, I'm sure they'll be alright.
Artist says, City helped.
Yeah, but I'm sure that that will not be a very wise way to go inside the mines that are infested by kobolds.
Aelia, you do think that if the minecart did get kind of away from you, and one thing in your favor is you could easily jump from it.
Into a pool of lava, maybe, DM.
Hey, I'm not saying what you're jumping into.
Not to worry, I can make everyone feather fall slowly into the lava. It's
Great.
I am both now.
Aelia is very much encouraged by. No, she very reluctantly climbs into the middle cart.
Ulfgar's got space for another in his cart. I realize I'm taking up the whole space, but you know.
Don't worry about it. You can fit like
There we go.
you can all fit in the cards. Really, it would probably be like 2 per card. So Kellisto, you might have to like squeeze in with Aelia. That's all right.
Yeah, because Valia is coming, right? So
Yeah.
Valia.
I assume that Arokh and Tobias would take one.
Unless Tobias, unless you want to fly with Arokh, but you think you still might lag behind a bit. What's Arokh's flight speed? Hang on, let me look. I should know these things.
It would be 40.
Yeah, you think
Yeah,
you
it's-
still are gonna lag behind a bit.
Yeah, I'm still not going to risk it.
Okay. So then, yeah, definitely you'll all fit quite comfortably if Tobias and Arokh are traveling separately. You do think that you could use the brakes as well to, like, if Arokh gets too far behind, then you guys could kind of use the brakes to slow a little bit.
Oh, there's only
Aelia's gripping the front of her cart and her knuckles are already.
I'll climb in with Aelia, and that way I'll help. You know, I'll get in the front, so she can
Yeah.
land on me.
And Ulfgar's with Valia, and he's looking quite excited, and like kind of bobbing a little bit in the cart and stuff, and Valia's just all like, "Quit it! Hold still! You stop! Gimme! I'm running the brake!" And then
I'm the strongest.
yeah, she reaches past him, and he's fine. He's just like, "Let's go! Let's go!"
Artist does say maybe you should leave Flippy here.
Oh, good idea. Here, Valia. She goes, "Yeah, Flippy, you stay. Be good. Don't get into trouble." And then she looks over at Artist and says, "Art Butt, you better take good care of him." She looks over at Dragon Bait and says, "Dragon Butt, you better watch him too. Because if I come back and he's hurt, you're both going down." And then she just kind of turns back around and says, "Let's go, Dwarf.
Okay, so is everybody in the carts except for Tobias and Arokh, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Then so Artis kind of gives Artis and Sithi together will give each of the carts kind of a bit of a running start to kind of get you going and onto a kind of slightly more downward facing track. And yeah, it seems like at the moment this seems like a great idea. Like you're traveling quite quickly. So it is wait, who doesn't have dark vision?
Aelia.
And
Also,
Valia.
as Aelia's cart starts moving, you hear this bong of hoof against iron. She has spooked and kicked the back of the
It's like this hoof print in the back of the cart now. Is anybody going to produce a light source, or are you guys ride in the dark?
I don't have a light source to produce. I would imagine Valia would want me to produce some kind of light source, but I don't know that it would really be that beneficial. I mean, I'd be using my vision more than the light source to tell her to pull on the brake or not, more or less. I guess we need a light, though, for others to see where we are so they don't run into us. So I'd light her torch up and try to keep it going.
Okay. Yeah, you can kind of tuck it in the corner bit, in the back corner.
Mm-hmm.
And it does produce, a bit of a glow. So can I get a cart order then? So the front cart is Ulfgar and Valia.
Yeah.
And the middle cart is Aelia and Kellisto.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? So
Yes.
do we even have anybody in the back cart?
No.
Okay. All right, the back cart stays here. So I've got 2 carts.
That's probably for the best, because if we had an unmanned cart coming, that would be bad.
So Tobias, Arokh is flying as fast as he can, and you do see that the group is kind of creeping away from you. Like the distance is just slowly increasing, and the journey is like and. Right, so hang on. In the second cart, is there a light source or no?
No, I don't. I didn't feel like we needed one because I can see. And I just think it would hinder unless Aelia wants to light something because she's afraid or something. But I thought
Aelia is too preoccupied clutching the side of the cart to even access her torch.
Okay. So
she is seriously white knuckle, like physically. So she's practically useless for this.
Excellent.
I could see the cart ahead of me, so I didn't think it was worth bothering.
Yeah, it's totally up to you guys. So the journey is there is the gradient isn't consistent, right? There is kind of steeper parts and then parts that level off a little bit, and during the parts that level off a bit, Arokh feels like he's making up some ground, but then kind of quickly loses it again once they hit a bit of a downward slope. There is the occasional kind of big turn as well, these big kind of whooping corners as you kind of thunder round. And that's the biggest thing that you notice is these things are noisy as fuck. The wheels on the rails it's just incredibly noisy. It's like the kind of rhythmic train noises, but amplified. They're really loud. And the rails themselves are mostly even. I mean, they've been used a lot, right, while the mine was active, so they're fairly even. And the distance between the lengths of metal is fairly consistent as well. So you get this as you go over like the joins in the track. but it is very loud. There's kind of the air is rushing in your face, and as you get further down, it does get cooler and damper. For the moment, so it's kind of cooler and damper. So
Less lava.
are you at any point of Ulfgar and Valia in the front cart? Are you at any point going to slow your cart?
Yes, I would like to keep it at somewhat safe of levels. I don't want to go crest a small section and catch air.
No?
It does sound like fun, but and I want to make sure that we maintain a similar distance to those behind us, so that we don't like run into each other or anything, and so that we can actually see what we're doing and where we're going. So I don't want to go like maximum speed. We're not in that big of a rush.
So it is difficult to see where you're going, right?
Okay.
Because you're traveling quite fast and it's pitch black ahead. So so when like you occasionally see like openings in the side of this tunnel, and the tracks, there's two sets of tracks as well, and occasionally one will split and go off. Both sets of tracks seem to go all the way forward, but even on the one that you're on, there's this occasional diversion. But all the switches actually seem to be pulled in a manner that keeps you going straight forward so far. But it is quite, and you're seeing these things, and almost as you see them and recognize what they are, they're passing you. It's quite quick that it comes up and passes you. That's you can slow down if you want to kind of have more warning on these. If you want to try using your brake.
Sure. I guess I'm wondering at this point if the mines are just going to be like this huge and massive network underground, and we're taking on a task that is way too big.
Does Ulfgar have buyer's remorse?
Yeah, maybe. I guess he'd want to keep an eye open for anything that looks like it might have been somewhat recently used, I guess. Otherwise, it just, end of line type deal. But he'd slow it down a bit.
Okay.
Don't know where we're going, but there's no point in being late,
Okay. So then hang on one sec. Let me check one thing quick here. So and as you're going, right, so the air is cold and damp at this point. And then it's quite fast as well again. You pick up a scent of death and decay.
Oh, probably stop.
And it smells actually a little bit different than what you've smelled before from undead.
Okay. Now we've got moldy undead. Dank.
So are you going to what? Do you carry on? Do you
slow considerably until we see something that might allude to either a path or a cause for such a smell.
And this whole time I've been trying to maintain like a certain distance from him.
Okay. Yep. So you're occasionally kind of having to use the brakes.
Yep.
To do that. Oh, no, come on, don't do that. Okay. Sorry, I thought I had a token and I don't. So you're right. You're just slowing or you're stopping as well.
Slowing considerably until I can see that there's more than just tunnel with track. Or, like if I could see a reason why we would smell this, or if there's a side path or something, then I would want to stop. But slow down enough that we could easily stop if we come across anything besides just you're in the current tunnel.
Okay. Yeah, and this is what you see up ahead, Kellisto, and Aelia. You see that, Ulfgar seems to be slowing down his heart considerably. And you then catch the same kind of odor as well. And it's a little bit different than you previously encountered.
Aelia does not snap out of it.
Odor de undeath.
Odor de undeath. So Ulfgar, you see up ahead, there is a offshoot from the tunnel.
I probably want to stop there and see if I can down that tunnel and see if it's probably stronger smell that way.
Okay. Alright, let me move you guys to...
Uh-oh.
Oh, wrong page, damn it. I want to get heart tokens. Let me grab this.
Heart tokens.
Heart tokens. Tokens.
Token de carte.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're going to need those for cover when we start getting attacked by the underground undead tribes people.
Dang it, I thought I had this well centered on the grid, but apparently I do not. So the carts are sitting slightly awkwardly. Oh well.
Level 20 vampire.
Is that all?
Why didn't I think of that? Damn it.
We found Strahd's lair.
Let me move you guys over here. Okay. So.
Oh, this is awesome.
That's gorgeous.
My tracks are ridiculous.
Your tracks are amazing.
So, so there doesn't seem to be a track going down this side of this little offshoot of the main tunnel, but you are you do see one up ahead. So you've slowed down your cart. It's actually kind of like barely moving at this point. Even when, as you get close, your cart is moving very slowly. Stop. So, yeah, there you go.
I take it I'm in the front cart here.
You are, yeah. Sorry, I moved your tokens over, but
oh, that's fine. So I'd probably stop the cart if I see the tunnel up ahead, and hop out. Tell Valia to hold on to the brake, and try and see if I can find something to wedge under the cart to properly lock it down if it doesn't have its own stopping, like brake stop lock mechanism.
Yeah, so you can definitely hop out. Oh, you have a thing going on. Let me get rid of that for you.
Thank you.
There you go. So you can definitely hop out, and there's plenty of rubble around that you could jam under the front wheels for now to stop it from rolling forward. There is still a bit of a slope downwards. So.
Well, see, I don't know if the brake actually has like a lock mechanism on it to keep it stopped either. I'm just like, if it does, I'm still gonna do this just to make sure that.
Okay. All right. Yep.
I come to
Aelia jumps out. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I was gonna come slow down and put the brake on and kind of turn to look at you, see how you're doing. And say,
Aelia
hey.
jumps out the moment it stops.
Then I shout, "Can you go get something to keep the cart in place?" I'm kind of like shocked that she's like out that fast.
She doesn't appear to respond straight away, but then like a few seconds later she's like, oh, yeah, okay. And she goes and collects a few rocks.
Ulfgar approaches back towards you guys.
I climb out and I'm like, So, you doing okay? To Aelia.
Yeah.
Kind of like, okay. And I just kind of like turn around and look at everyone else and start moving. And I whisper to Ulfgar, she's not okay.
We'll be fine. It's just a matter of I'm sure you smell it. And there's an opening up ahead, but we should wait for the others to catch up.
As Aelia calms down and her senses come back to her, she's gonna get a whiff of the smell, and I'm going to do a medical check if I can to see if that's like the undead or just moldy.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Nice.
Yes. So you can definitely tell that this is not an undead kind of smell. This is different. It does smell like kind of death and rot and putrid kind of smell. But it's not the same as the undead odors that you have so recently smelled.
This is not undeath, Ulfgar. And does it smell recently dead to me or like long dead?
It smells kind of more recently dead, I would say.
Right. And she's gonna relay that as well, that it's kind of seems like something's hunting down here.
Well, let's hope that it's just us that's hunting. But either way, I feel we should wait for the other two to catch up before we proceed in. I couldn't quite see much after we took off because of the distance that we were keeping. If they were able to keep up, did you get a look at them to see if they were able to keep up? He's asking Aelia right now.
Sorry, what?
He was asking if you could see if
No.
Tobias
Aelia just says sorry, what? Like the last 10 minutes didn't happen.
Right. And so he turns over to Kellisto. Did you see if Tobias and Arokh were able to keep up with you?
I don't know. It was pitch black. Unless he's holding a torch, which I didn't think he was.
Well,
yeah, I did.
Let's.
Then I just said, well, I wasn't really paying attention to him behind. I didn't want to hit you, so I was just looking.
All right. Well, let's give them a few minutes to see if they catch up to us before we proceed into this next area. Might just be a dead end.
You can see kind of in the distance a dot of light, and it does seem to be moving towards you. It's a fairly good clip.
A motive dot. Hi, there he is.
Shouty boy.
Meow.
Why did you stop?
Can you smell it?
Yeah, and you smell this smells like death and rot and decay and
there's an opening.
Not like zombies.
Right. It says, and there's an opening here as well. Makes me think there's some sort of predator down here that might need dispatching. So we wait for the group and then we proceed. And Valia starts walking forward with her torch. Are you guys coming or not? Wait for me. And he starts catching up to her.
Elliot's going to light a torch and follow.
So to describe your tunnel a little better as well, I think it's probably about 30 foot high. Ulfgar, you can definitely tell this is, very proudly tell this is dwarven make. So you're fairly sure. And the side offshoot is a little bit shorter, probably goes down to about 20-foot level, and then but they're significant tunnels. They're kind of these tall, narrow tunnels though. So as you're all advancing forward, slithering around the side quite quickly, you are set upon.
Oh crap! Wasn't expect. We were making a lot of noise, but I wasn't expecting something already.
I was set upon by a cat who was trying to stop me clicking.
Wasn't expecting underground cave cats. Oh. Oh.
By this guy.
Bugs. Why did it have to be bugs? Okay.
He is going to be represented by this token because this is the best one. So he rushes forward out of this tunnel, and kind of catches you off guard, and takes a swipe at Valia. And he's going to have this surprise round. They are going to have this surprise round. Sorry, I don't know the carrion crawlers have agenda. This carrion crawler is going to have a surprise round, then we'll do initiative.
How big is it?
He is large. He's large size category. So he's bigger than, they are bigger than Aelia.
Okay.
So this carrion crawler is going to, he lashes out at Valia with his tentacles. Dang it, I'm still calling it he. I'm sorry.
You can call it it. Upon seeing that, Ulfgar's like, wait for me, I'm coming. Oh my goodness! This thing pops around the corner and just like chomps into her.
So Tentacle lashes out against Valia, and Valia also needs to make a con saving throw. Sorry, if you haven't noticed, I've asked Vallen if he could play Valia this session. Because...
I don't have her character sheet on my list.
Oh, really? Okay, hang on. If you control, but probably forgot to add it to your journal.
Yeah.
There we go. Now you should have it.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep. Let me get over there. So what was it that you wanted to do? To know? Her armor class?
No, she needs to make a con saving throw. Should be easy for Valia, right? Being a barbar.
Let's hope so. We're gonna do this, and hopefully I don't kill her. Yes, she did good. 21.
Yep, so
har.
Valia,
Hardy har.
Valia feels poison kind of seep into her body from the wounds that are dealt, but manages to kind of shrug it off.
Okay. Her
Okay.
blackjack. But she does take what? 7 points of damage though.
Yes. And it's going to do this twice actually. It gets.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what? No, the second one has to be the bite. So it also lunges forward and bites her.
Okay. So she gets 7 plus the 8. Okay.
You know what? No, sorry, it would just be 5. I think it's doing the 2 because of the natural 20.
Oh, okay. You're right. All right. So 5
D4.
plus the 8.
D4. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's do some initiative orders.
Yay!
Because those are fun. Except
right.
it's not a constrictor snake, it's a carrion crawler.
It's close enough. Hold on, where is it? There it is. His initiative. And then her initiative. So cute.
Is that everybody?
Hold
Oh,
on. There you go.
Thank you. Thought we were missing somebody.
Come on. Oh.
Alright. So Arokh.
Arokh, he's going to launch forward to try to match with the carrion crawler, and he's going to use the bite.
But carrion crawler sure is tasty. So he tries to bite a carrion crawler and lands the teeth, but the carrion crawler's hide is just too tough, so it does not do any damage.
So then he's going for the claw then. Nope.
Oh no! Usually the claw is where it's at.
Not this time.
Not
Ulfgar.
this crawler. He didn't have his sword out yet, so he's gonna draw his sword. He's gonna move up a square, and then he's gonna have a stab at it. And I believe, let me look at Valia. I think she had that ability that grants people advantage. Totem spirit. Oh, that's if she's raging. She's not raging yet, so I will just do a standard rapier attack. Try stabbing. Oh wow.
Hi guys.
Yeah, literally. Okay. He tries grabbing it, sweeps his weapon away.
Okay.
Like it's made of anything but adamantium.
No. Aelia is going to cast Bane on the carrion crawl.
Ooh. This sounds super fancy.
I'm on favor of this.
Oh. Nice. Okay.
It's not too fancy.
Good choice of range. Make a charisma. Somehow I'm almost afraid to look at his charisma. Whenever a target.
It could be a very charming wormy bug centipede.
It's so beautiful. Stop eating my leg.
He's got certain twinkle in its eye.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever a target fails, let's roll d4 and subtract. Oh, okay. Nice. Alright, so it's a pretty cool debuff. Oh wow, yes. This carrion crawler's charisma is terrible.
I like to hear that.
What's the DC, do you know?
The DC is my wisdom saving, so my wisdom thing. So it is 15.
Oh, so it fails then. Carrion crawler is baned.
Get baned, son.
He's like, born in the darkness.
And then,
It's literally true in his case.
I was worried you were going to turn it into a DC supervillain, so.
And then Aelia will draw her spear.
Okay. Nice. Carrion crawler is going to attack. Oh wait, hang on. Who is hit? It's nobody yet, right? So then it's just going to keep going on attacking Valia with tentacle and a bite.
Minus 1d4 on both, right?
For each of them, yep.
Oh wow, so painful. Okay, so let's do the first one. Come on, -1s.
Dang it!
So that's on the tentacles.
Lyssa's gonna be so pissed at me if she.
Oh my DM cheater.
I still don't think the bite actually works. Yeah, the bite doesn't hurt her, or it doesn't hurt her. But the tentacles do. Another con save, or is it just like per battle?
It's nope. Please make another con save.
Okay. Ugh. All right. Excuse me. Ow. No.
Okay.
Doggone. She'd like to use luck on that.
Yeah. I think, right? Isn't that?
Let me look. Hold on. Luck can reroll an attack, ability, or saving throw. Yes.
Yay! Okay. You couldn't, right?
So let's see. Reroll is.
Reroll?
Worse.
Oh, come on.
Oh no!
Um,
Oh no!
I don't know. Does she have advantage on something like this?
Nice try.
I'm looking. No. Can also spend it when an attack is made against you. Choose if the roll is used by attacker or not. Long rest to get back points. Oh, I should have used it on the attacker to re-roll its attack. Ugh. Instead.
Maybe.
Anyway, I don't know how often she can use it. I know it's 3 times.
Yeah, I don't know that you can keep using it on this. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
She can try to break free of the paralysis next turn.
Yeah, so
Wait, hang on a sec.
What?
Vallen.
Yeah.
The tentacles don't hit her
Why not?
because it's my. Oh no, sorry, never mind. You're right. You're right. Sorry.
No, I'll go with what you want to say.
No, they hit her. They hit her.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, she was feeling lucky until she felt lucky.
Can you keep using luck?
She's got 3 uses total.
I know. I'm just questioning whether you can. Does it say anything?
Well, I guess it depends whether it counts as a bonus action, whatever.
Yeah, actually, here I can look up luck in luck. It says no, it doesn't have the details on it here, so I don't have that available to me.
It sounds like a reaction, and you only get 1 reaction.
Yeah, it says 3 luck points. You can reroll an attack ability or saving throw. Can also spend when an attack is made against you. Choose if the roll is used by the attacker or not. Long rest to get back points, and that's all she has written down for it. So
Okay.
I'll say once per. So she's done.
I agree with that. That's what I was going to say as well. Okay, so you notice those surrounding Valia that so the tentacles lash out at Valia, and where before you kind of saw her, shake it or shrug it off, this time, you see it kind of pulse through her, and she's overcome by it, and you see her like take one big gasp of breath, and then her body just becomes totally rigid.
Yay!
Okay, so that's Mr. Carrion Crawlers from Valia.
She didn't even get a chance to go, and now it's her turn.
Target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
But she can't do anything else, so I guess she's going to do that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep using luck, or?
I hate to keep doing it at this point, but I mean, she's going to be paralyzed for a while if she doesn't. Crap. I don't know what she gets from
3 luck points.
I'll use the second one, but I'm going to hold on to the third for now. So let's do another one.
Wow, what
Oh my god.
That's insane.
Lyssa, I swear, it's not me.
Okay.
Roll 20 wants you to die, so you're paralyzed.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
At least those aren't death saving throws. She still has tons of health.
Kellisto. Not yet.
I'm going to move here. Oh, can I take my bonus action before my action?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I can initiate my flame blade, because that's a bonus action, and then use it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
It's the monster of natural ones. Oh my gosh.
It's the smell. The full smell.
It has the worst breath in the whole world. Yeah. 50 bastard.
That's
Yeah, I closed my eyes when I went, to hit it because it smelled so bad.
He's so ugly. His charisma is so low. Tobias.
Oh, I see what's happened. Bane has reflected onto all of us.
That sounds about right.
Carrion crawlers had that special skill.
Yeah, Tobias is going to move ahead of Kellisto, and he's going to attack with his short sword. That's Arokh. That is Tobias.
Nope.
Why?
I don't know.
Doggone it.
Anything you want to do as a bonus action?
Attack again? With a short sword?
Yeah, you can do that. You just don't get the bonus on your damage, right? Oh, that hits.
Well, that would be with an offhand weapon. He'd have to use an offhand weapon for the second attack. Unless he's cut.
Oh, like a dagger?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I keep forgetting.
So that doesn't count, okay?
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay. Are you going to try and use a dagger or no?
Yeah, I'm going to try to use a dagger.
You hear this yelling in your voice, in your head. No!
No! That's not just.
What are you doing? But you still manage to hit the carrion crawler.
Yay!
The first person to do damage, and that is not points. Hang on. So I'm using this snake guy. I need to do a little bit of this. Okay, and now I can do that. Minus. Okay.
How does Roll20 not have a carrion crawler token?
It's got a bunch of
Carrion.
basic stuff. You have to buy extra add-ons.
Yeah, I could pay for a carrion crawler token if I really wanted one. Yeah. Okay. Arokh.
So Arokh is going to use his tail to beat the carrion. It hits or no?
I think that does. Nope. Sorry, it does not. Close. Very close.
And he's going to pour a claw as next.
Nope. There's this giant.
No, I'm done.
Yeah, this is where I'm thinking, if only Valia had gone early enough to rage and give us all advantage, that would have.
Yeah, or somebody could give us inspiration.
What? I was surprised. Leave me alone. I didn't have a bonus action. I had to draw my sword. I'd miss it.
Alright, Ulfgar, now's your moment.
Ulfgar takes his horn and goes and inspires Valia to snap out of it. And then he uses the rest of his time to try and stab and attack this thing again. Yeah, he's pretty much going to do that. So let's do, where is it? Rapier. Come on, finish rolling dice. Really? This thing's got a tough hide, I tell you what. It's very round.
Blades just roll right off it. Okay. Aelia.
I am going to use an attack. Two-handed. Pow. Nope. And then she is going to be like, this is ridiculous. Here's a sacred flame.
Thank you. And it has Bane, right? So it has difficulty in making that. It still has to roll a 1d4 to take that off, right?
Saved.
No, wait, yeah.
Bane
it.
Yeah!
Yes! Never have I been so happy about a 1d4 being rolled.
Get wrecked.
It burns and lets out this horrible shriek and covers you all with globs of disgusting spittle and bad breath.
Again.
Luckily, you don't take damage.
Pleasant.
Just thoroughly insulting. Okay, and for its turn, now that it has paralyzed, it thinks that Valia is a little too big to swallow whole, so it'll have to save her for later.
What?
Who was it that stabbed it again?
I kept missing. I've been trying. I think several of us have been trying.
Tobias
Tobias
successfully
with the
With the dagger.
So
This will teach you to use something besides the short sword.
oh nope, it misses, but it does try to bite you, Tobias, and misses completely.
Yes.
Wow.
Haha, you have been infected too, Carrion Cross.
Ah.
It's gonna be a really long battle. Nobody can hit anybody.
Can you get like double Bane on this thing?
Well, Valia gets to make her saving throw with inspiration if she needs it.
Yep. First, the roll. And I have no idea if this is going to make it or not. 7 is not going to make it. Even if she adds in the inspiration, it could be as high as a 15. She'll do it. She'll do it at this point. She's got nothing else to do. Roll. 1d8. Come on, roll 20. 13.
That just makes it, right? Yeah.
I don't know if it does or not. It does. Oh, yeah. Okay. She snaps out of it. That was the end of her turn. She's done.
She is. Manages to shake it off, and Kellisto.
It's like Ulfgar just blows this thing in her ear.
I did my flame blade, but it looks like I probably missed again.
You did. Do you want to do anything as a bonus action?
Whip it.
I can't. That's not a bonus action.
Oh, that's an action?
Yeah.
Oh.
You got any mean, nasty little kin?
No, the only bonus actions I have are initiating the flame blade and healing word. That's it. That's all I can do. I'm useless.
We're all useless in this battle, except for that Bane has been key.
Bias, back around to you.
All right.
Yeah.
Ow.
Okay, chop it down. Chatter. Oh,
Oh! Chatter got
yes.
jealous.
That hits.
It does indeed.
Chatter was really mad.
It was. And there's this triumphant yelp, you know, when you use it. Yes.
Yes, finally.
So
And dagger as a bonus action.
no. He's like, the voice says, "If you keep this up, we won't be friends anymore."
we never were friends. I'm your master.
He says, "Believe what you want." Okay, so dagger hits as well.
Chatter soon gets renamed as Backbiter.
Arokh.
or maybe as a butter knife in the future. Okay, Arokh going to continue clawing.
Yay!
Oh, suddenly you guys are all like, "Oh."
And he's going to bite as a bonus action.
Oh my. And the
Roll
damage.
20 is in a mood.
Yeah. When you hit You hit.
That's
When you miss,
okay.
you miss.
Right, it's looking severely damaged. Ulfgar.
Oh,
I know it's crazy when you don't have like all these NPCs. Your turn is like.
Well, here's the other stupid thing: is that I forgot the previous 2 rounds. I can attack twice.
As your action?
Yeah, because I'm a Valor Bard.
Oh.
I totally forgot.
Fancy.
There's a big derp. So 2 missed attacks there. For now, attack number 1 is a 25.
Yep.
And the damage is good. Attack number 2. And damage number 2. There you go.
Okay. It is oozing like this green, dark green ichor from various wounds on its body now, and its eyes are kind of like lolling back in its head a little bit as it sways kind of ominously, clinging to life, just by the last of its energy there. Oh, go on. Sorry. Your bonus action. I forgot.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, bonus action? I don't know that there's much that he would do. For the bonus action, I mean, he could do more inspiration, but I think he's just going to hold off at this point and call it done.
Okay. Aelia.
She's at.
She shoots,
Okay.
she scores.
That hits. So your spear kind of thrusts through between Valia and Ulfgar and stabs the carrion crawler like squarely in the kind of throat, and that finishes it. Its head kind of lolls back for a moment and then swings and thunk onto the floor.
Yay! That was a much more challenging battle than it should have been, I think.
Or anything else you would like to do, Aelia?
She's gonna kick it.
Okay, the double tap. I appreciate it. So you are, you all kind of breathe a sigh of relief, but only for a moment, as you realize that it has a friend who is now slithering up this tunnel towards you, rapidly.
Boo.
Valia.
Alright. So she rages. Looking at Aelia, she says, "That was a good stab. I'll show you how it's done, dwarf." And then she runs up and tries attacking this thing with her javelin, I believe. She has it as...
She doesn't want to bite it. Big stinky monstrosity.
Well, she's going to start with that, I think. Javelin is 1d20 plus 5. Okay. Well, actually, it should be plus 6. I don't think she's updated her stats on there for it. So, which I'll fix it after the stream, but roll 1d20 plus 6. Because it gets her proficiency plus her strength bonus to hit. And it's just her javelin, which is 1d6 plus 3.
That hits.
Okay. Then roll 1d6 plus 3. And then I don't know what she gets from raging. Plus 2 rage damage, so it's plus 5. Oh, and she actually would have gotten an extra bonus for raging as well. 7 points of stabby damage. And I know she's got another attack as well, so that actually would have been 1d20 plus 7 because she's raging. which is 13 to hit.
Okay. That just hits, yep.
Okay. And then her damage again. Boop. 8 points of stabby damage.
Okay.
And that would be her done.
I just realized I didn't update this one. Okay, so 7 and 8, right?
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
And now that
Close
she's
one.
raging and because of her abilities, anybody that attacks it while it's adjacent to her gets advantage to hit. There you go. There you go.
Alright, I'm going to move up and use my Thorn Whip this time.
Okay. That hits.
Nice.
Do you want to try and pull it close?
Nope.
Hold it close.
No, but I think that's all I've got.
Okay. Tobias?
Yeah, I'm not going to go closer, not yet. I'm going to use Guiding Bolt.
Okay. That misses.
Boo.
Never mind. Yeah, I'm moving closer and seeing that doesn't hit.
Okay.
We here.
Excuse me.
Are you gonna use the dagger or are you...
Yeah, I'm going to use the dagger.
No, you're not going to use the dagger.
And we are on downhill again.
You see the you hear the voice say, "See, who's the master now?" Arokh.
Yeah, he's going to come fly next to me, and he's going to he got enough of clawing and binding. He's going to fry this thing. So he's going to use the Bravo weapon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that doesn't mean because it hits anyway. But you have to make a DC.
Oh, dex save. Okay.
Yeah, dex save.
I can't imagine these. Oh, perhaps more dexterous, but he fails.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'll be
no.
4 of fire damage.
Okay. What you make? Because the DC is 11. Oh. Okay. So here we go. Okay. What kind of breath is he using actually?
Fire.
Okay. There's this kind of disgusting smell of burning rotten meat as this fire breath does some damage to this large stinky monstrosity. Ulfgar.
So let's see, how far can I move? Not very far. I can get up to there. Could I fit in this spot?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's where I will move. Hoi.
Yeah.
I would have gone around back, but I couldn't move that far. Oh. Alright, I will. There we go. Alright, so I will try stabbing twice like I have been. And I get advantage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't need it.
Okay. And I'll just do the other one as well, and then I'll roll the damage after. Okay, there we go. And then damage number 1. And damage number 2. Boop. And then for bonus action, let's see how far away. Ulfgar will inspire Kellisto with a little horn blast. And I'm done.
Okay, Aelia.
Okay.
Parties are worth.
I'm going to move up to here. Would I still get reach from there? I would, wouldn't I?
I'd say so. Yeah, like a 10-foot reach.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to do what I did last turn and two hand spear. Ooh.
Oh. Yay. Those ones they seem so far away now. That was a
and then I'm
good stuff.
How do you want to do this? Because this finishes, and it's such a mighty strike. I feel like you need to describe it.
right. Well, kind of similar to the last one, but with a little more gusto. She's gonna plunge the spear right up into its lower jaw, and up through into its brainal region, and then she's just going to like toss it to its head to the side, like not throwing the thing, but like just plunging it onto the ground, and triumphantly pulls the spear from its head with one hoof on its head.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, as you put your hoof on its head, you can see from the spear that's lodged in its brain, all its tentacles are kind of twitching like uncontrollably, and then pull the spear out, and it's life just exits its body and all movement, and its mouth hangs limply open and its eyes roll back in its head, and it is dead.
Hooray, number 2.
Chat is probably very mad that the centaur woman is getting the kill.
Chat is pretty pissed off in general. Dagger is being used, and yeah. Anyway, it's not actually being able to finish anybody.
So I don't know what happens when the rage ends.
She just gets karma.
Well, I think she gets like minuses or something, but I would imagine that she would still probably want to pursue further forward and see if there are others down the tunnel or this that we found. Unless, of course, there's more carrion crawlers moving up towards us, in which case they get to go first.
Let's see. So, your rage does end if you haven't attacked a creature since your last turn or taken damage since then.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, Valia could like run off down the tunnel, but at the end of her running, she's not going to be raging anymore because she won't.
I mean, she'd just do a regular move up there, and then if she doesn't see anything, she'd probably stop rage.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Yeah, and it is her turn next. Okay. So so she doesn't see any. Well, does she have dark vision actually, or
No, but she has a torch. She has her javelin, and she's got a torch.
okay. So. Oh yeah, and you guys had the torch in the cart, didn't you? So that would have already been lit.
Mm-hmm.
So she runs off down the tunnel, or moves somewhat hastily down the tunnel, angrily down the tunnel, full of rage. She moves forward, and sees that the tunnel goes on, but there's no sign of any further carrion crawlers.
Okay. She'd probably shout back, "I don't see any more, but the tunnel keeps going." So.
Should we seal it?
Well, they might be able to burrow back through. If there's a nest of them, we should probably clear them out and then do so. Besides, I'm not exactly sure how to seal it.
We can collapse it.
He says, I didn't bring the tools for it. I brought an axe, but that's more for chopping wood.
How about your mighty voice?
He actually kind of like takes to that one a bit better than you might have thought. He's like, right. But let's still see if there's any more that'll give us any trouble. Everyone all right? And
Yeah, I'm just fine.
Valia says, I took a bit of a nibble, but I'll be all right for now.
So if these tunnels
Really?
like go on and on and on, like, are we gonna explore every single one? I kind of look at you like, really?
Ulfgar's like, no. I mean, as much as we could spend months probably mapping out all of these tunnels, I think it'd be best if we just have a peek down each one, follow this to the end, check out the main area, and then head back. So...
Each one, Ulfgar?
No. We've already passed a few. This one specifically, I think we all caught the smell when we got here. It's
Yeah, but we
inhabited.
don't know how long this track keeps going.
Oh yeah, we do. It goes 40 miles.
And how long have we gone for?
X miles?
My point exactly.
Where X is 40 minus the amount that we've already gone.
Is what you know. You know that you've traveled. Well, you can guesstimate that you've traveled 2-3 hours before you ran into our stinky friends.
I have no idea how fast our rate of speed was, though, so... I don't know, using dwarven underground senses, what would I say we've traveled? Whether it be right or wrong, how would I determine?
Do you have a skill that any kind of
Maybe I do.
Here, I'm going to clear this.
Besides history checks on architecture of stone and stuff. Maybe a survival check or a nature check.
I would say a survival check would be good.
Okay. There you go. Actually, it was pretty good.
Okay. Hey, no biting. Sorry.
Okay, I'll stop.
You think, actually, you feel like you're probably about 3/4 of the way down the track.
Okay. Then Ulfgar would say, we're most of the way there. I think that we'll just explore a little bit of the main areas, and that's about it. Like I said, we're just looking for other inhabitants, not to find out if there's actually ores and such in each one of these off tunnels. But I just...
Aelia thrusts her spear towards one of the carrion crawlers and says, Ulfgar, if carrion crawlers have moved in here, the residents are long dead.
Well then, if we can finish off any remaining carrion, then it'll make it all the easier for those up above to survive here. Besides, it was the lava that made them desert this area, not these guys. But due to their fewer numbers, until they're able to reinforce, I think they could use all the help they can get. And he's saying this as he's like starting to walk down the tunnel a little further away.
Ulfgar is so damn stubborn.
He is. It's very. But it's dwarven deeds,
Dirt cheap.
Yep. He's in his element, whether he realizes it or not. Just keeps driving him on.
Okay, well, Aelia's going to reluctantly follow because she doesn't feel like she has much of a choice.
Does the tunnel look like it actually dead ends or splits into lots of small tunnels or anything like that?
So
Valia would probably keep up with him as well.
So you walk for about 15-20 minutes.
Oh wow. Okay.
And you see there is like a little side passage off of this side passage, and it's progressively kind of getting smaller.
Okay. Does it look like it's going to come to some end, or that there might be a stop to the dwarven make hallways?
And there's actually, you don't see the end of either the passage that you're in or the.
Is the smell getting smellier?
Yeah.
No, it's actually not. Make a perception check though, because you guys are, I'm sure, keeping an eye out for stuff and things.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Callisto's mind is like.
She is like, I don't like underground. I am Razor's Edge.
Vallen, could you make one for Valia as well, please?
Oh yeah, okay. Thank you. There you go.
Okay, so and near you, is Tobias kind of following this? Or are you staying at the carts?
Yeah, he's going to investigate. and see if there's more of them.
Okay. So everybody hears more high-pitched voices from the side tunnel. And they are chattering in Draconic.
Alright, I think
Fire notes.
Valia knows that. Yes, she does. Ulfgar I don't think does. No, he doesn't. But I would assume he heard that?
Everybody hears them.
Okay.
Valia hears. She speaks Draconic, right? So she understands what they're saying. And they're saying, are they coming? Are they here? Do you think they saw us?
Upon hearing them, Ulfgar would actually cast Comprehend Languages. If it sounded like it was a language and not just animal noises.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like, Draconic is a fairly common language, right? It definitely sounds like Draconic. You've heard Valia speak Draconic before as well, fairly frequently, so.
Okay. I'll use one of those. Oh, crap.
You hear, stay quiet.
And Valia says, alright, there's those kobolds that we were told. She's saying this like out loud like she usually does. They're like waiting for us up there.
They've heard us. Come on, let's go.
Ulfgar, sword out. Valia says, alright, let's go get them. And then she like stands at the side. After hearing him say, let's go get them. She's like waiting for them to come through so she can just stab them.
No, they said, let's go.
Oh, okay.
They said, they've heard us. Let's go.
All right. They're running off right now.
Are kobolds good diggers? Ulfgar?
They have been in the past, I guess. I mean, they're okay. They're not. It's not their natural thing, but they do tend to live underneath civilizations and cities and such.
We could just collapse them in, sure.
Let's see what I could do.
Save us the effort.
Fair enough. I guess we haven't actually run into any other dwarves down here. I would imagine that there aren't any others. Would those two dwarves, would they have shared with us that there were more of them, or they said that it was just the last two, that they were the only two left, right?
Yep, they would have actually shared that they got split up from the rest of their party early on, and somehow like got lost in the mine, ended up at heading down this very tunnel that you are now, and were at that point captured by the fire newts.
Oh crap. So then he wouldn't want to collapse the tunnel because he'd worry that He'd be sealing in the dwarves.
Well, at that point, a pebble hits Valia squarely in the head.
How insulting.
Yeah, she'd want to know where that is.
Valia rages.
Yeah, I was waiting for
It
that.
does 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, they're gonna get it.
Big black eyes kind of popping up.
Hold on, where is
He's
she?
going to leave a mark.
There she is. Wrong tool. 6 points. Wow. Okay. Oh, where'd it come from? Because she's totally just gonna go kill him.
Yeah, that's...
She charges down the tunnel, trying to get as close to whatever it is as she can, and then stab, and probably bite as well, and then stab and bite.
Is anybody following?
Yeah. Upon seeing her charge down the tunnel, I'll be like, what? And see her just like go, oh. Then he'd, just say, I can't collapse the tunnel, as he starts charging after. There might be more captives down here. So then he charges on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So quite quickly, Valia catches up to a kobold, as expected. Here you go. Have a handout. Kobold right now. There we go.
Oh, that's a handsome one, isn't it?
He catches up to it, also totally ripped. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
He did not skip leg day.
Well, hey, he did
played
6.
a kobold and 4E.
Oh, nice.
Did 6
They're
points.
fun.
6 points.
Yeah. I've kind of been thinking about that. Also,
They're baby dragons.
So she catches up to this kobold quite quickly. Well, what's Valia's movement?
I think it's actually pretty good, her being a barbarian. Speed 40.
Yeah,
Her
so
being
she
a
catches
barbar.
up to the kobold. When she catches up to it, I mean, she's raging, so she's probably just going to swing at it, right?
She would rage as she got close to it. She wouldn't rage before that.
Okay. So, I guess if you could make it to hit as Valia, please.
Sure.
Attack guy.
Which, let me just check. She'd probably do her Hungry Jaws first, I would think, which is going to be the same. Everything's pretty much the same stats. Oh crap, what the heck did I just do there? Can I? There we go. And
Yep, that hits him.
then, hold on, gotta find the damage. There it is. Right. That's +2 because she's raging. Yes, it is. So, ouch! Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she bites this kobold and just bites him in half, basically.
She gained a few temporary hit points.
Yeah, I mean, when you guys catch up to Valia, she's basically got this kind of a kobold leg sticking out of her mouth, and she's munching on.
Were there any other kobolds?
You don't. Well, actually, make a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. You see one that thinks it's hiding. Just kind of in the contours of the tunnel. It thinks it is hidden, but you do manage to spot this little kind of red tail sticking up.
Ulfgar just kind of like, as he's just catching up, out of breath, probably wouldn't be able to do anything at that point. Might see that. I think that was actually Valia was the one I rolled for that perception roll. So,
okay.
She probably saw it because she was already there after biting that one in half.
I think she's a little distracted by her kill at the moment.
Okay.
So, but Tobias definitely sees it.
Okay. Yeah, you guys would get there before Ulfgar if you're just running flat out. So.
Yeah, I'm going to point in the direction of Kobold. Stand where you are.
And immediately the kobold takes submissive, like it curls on the ground and like it's like, please, no, sir, in very kind of broken common. Please don't kill. It's like covering its face and peeking at you between like its face, like like it doesn't want to watch death coming, but at the same time it's hoping that you're not going to kill it.
Aelia approaches the kobold with a rope.
Uh-oh. Aelia's got a new pet.
Does the kobold do anything?
Kobold is still cowering.
Okay.
And it's kind of like it sees you with the rope and looks warily at the rope. Like, what's she gonna do? She's gonna hang me. She's gonna tie me up.
Hands behind your back, kobold.
Kobold like almost breathes a sigh of relief. Yes, I can help. I can help. I can help.
And she goes about hog tying him if he is so heavy. I can throw you on my back.
Kobold. What? But I feel like Valia would probably protest. Do you think?
Yeah, I think she probably would have tried clearing the room of them. Especially since one of them
will just
smacked her in the
glower
head.
at Valia if Valia is coming to kill this particular.
Yeah, I think I would say something like, he just threw pebbles at you. I don't think you need to kill it for throwing pebbles at you.
She just kind of like takes the leg of the one that she's got stuck on her mouth, throws it on the ground, says, well, they need to learn a lesson.
And I'm learning him that lesson.
She'd probably like give a really big growl or something, but she wouldn't actually like steal him, snatch him from you or anything like that.
Okay. So yeah, without any struggle, she's gonna hog tie the kobold and throw him on.
Ulfgar finally catches up. Oh, hey, oh, ah. Gosh, you people run so fast. All right. What have we got here? Oh, that's gross. Valia, get that off your oh. Shut up, dwarf. Yeah, and then he proceeds to say, oh, you've got one captured. Good. Does it talk? Can you understand?
Yes,
Are there any other dwarves?
No dwarves.
I would like to figure out if I think it's lying.
And at the same time, Aelia is going to buck so that it kind of bounces uncomfortably on her back.
Hold on, I gotta find it. Wrong page, wrong person. Insight check. There we go. Okay.
You kind of believe him.
Okay.
Are you like scowling at him a bit? Or?
A little bit. I'm still kind of puffing from being out of breath, but I think Valia would say, "See, so we could just finish him off then. We don't need him anymore." She'd kind of start moving towards him, and Ulfgar would be like, "No, that's fine. I think they've learned their lesson not to throw stones at Lizardfolk." And he kind of like stands in front of her and tries to. He's like pushing against her, and she just keeps walking forward, and he's like getting slid backwards on the ground.
Kobold, do you know what's further in these mines?
So Kobold says first to Ulfgar, see, Gao has no reason to lie to you. He says to you, Aelia, you mean you don't know?
She breathes in. No, I guess we don't know.
Big surprise. Big surprise at the bottom of the mines.
Ulfgar would say,
No surprises, Kobold. And she bucks again.
Oh!
better speak up quick. I don't know that I can hold this one back much longer.
Yeah, I'm drying my sword, drying the chatter in.
Tinder, it's fine,
What?
it's fine. Don't
What?
kill me. Gao will tell you. Tinder is at the bottom of
Ulfgar's eyes get really big. No. And he turns around and says, "Tell me the truth now," and actually reaches up for its head when he says that.
No, Gao doesn't lie. No, Gao tells the truth to the dwarf.
There's a dragon at the bottom.
Yes, Tinder, my mistress, my queen.
And he said, and he looks very visibly perplexed at this point.
A dragon.
That
Tobias,
wouldn't
just
make sense. Kobolds usually
Just get
serve,
Ulfgar, we're not dragon slayers.
they usually serve dragons.
Dragon.
Why would she be down there? We saw her up above.
He says, my majesty, that is where her treasure is. Says, it's her nest at the bottom of the mines, her great. She's not that old, but she has amassed some treasure.
What color is she?
Same as me, he says proudly, and he is quite red.
Crap. Would you say she's bigger than those carrion crawlers that we saw coming down this tunnel?
Hang on, let me check. No, probably not.
Right. I'd insight check that. And everything he's saying, I'm basically like questioning at this. Hold on. Yeah.
You're not sure. I mean, he's a little
Aelia kind of spits through her teeth at Ulfgar. But she seems mad this time. We are not dragon slayers.
He says, what's the difference between a dragon and the undead? They both slaughter the innocent.
One is significantly above our pay grade.
He says, aye, but 'tis a small dragon. And he kind of gets that, a little bit of a crooked smile on his face.
Kobold, is she a drake or a dragon?
She is a dragon. My unquenching furnace. She is a dragon.
Ulfgar says, are you a dragon?
You talking to the kobold?
Yep.
He kind of blinks at you.
Just checking to make sure you could tell the difference.
I know kobolds aren't that smart, but I know I'm not a dragon dwarf.
Not young enough to be a drake, Ulfgar.
Ulfgar would
wait, actually, hang on 1 second. Let me clarify that. What's everybody's understanding of drake and dragon?
So my understanding is it's a newborn dragon is a whelp, a teenage dragon is a drake, and an adult dragon, like young adult to elder, is.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was thinking it was like a wyvern.
Drake isn't wingless.
No, we saw Tinder was flying over the pass that we need to go through earlier. But one way or another, she blocks our path, whether it be above or below. Something to be said about it. Attacking a dragon.
On a meta level, it looks like drakes are an entirely different class of dragon in 5e. So maybe this is just Aelia's understanding.
Okay.
That explains the differences. She has a knowledge base based on 3.5.
Yeah. So instead, if the kobold like said, "What? No, she has wings," Aelia would like pinch her brow and say, "No, is she young?" and try and clarify that.
So Kobold says, she's no wormling, but she has not yet passed her first century. You should set me free. I have given you plenty of good information.
Yeah, and if we set you free now, you'll go and tell your dragon boss.
I think she would burn me.
Think she would what? Sorry.
I think she would burn me.
Oh.
I don't want to deliver bad news. Messenger of bad news always gets toasted.
So there's not many of you left then.
Well, we flatter as much as we can, calling her Your Majesty and Great Unquenchable Furnace and what do we call it?
How do you serve her? What does she have you do?
What does any dragon need?
I've never served one. I couldn't tell you.
We bring her tributes when we can.
Tributes like dwarves?
He looks at you like a little like wide-eyed. No, the dwarf. She took care of those before we arrived.
Oh. Ulfgar gets this look on his face like, no. She killed the rest of the dwarven troop.
He's like, many skeletons.
Right. My path is clear.
And with that, Aelia just kind of closes her eyes in indignation.
So if she's got a nest down below, how does she get to the surface? It's not through this tunnel that we've been coming through.
And he kind of smiles for the first time. You know nothing about these mines.
I come from other mines.
Yeah, we are in the volcano, so there's might be opening to the surface.
He says, the mine is a pit. There's a deep, deep pit, and above is an opening to the jungle.
Aye. So if we proceed down, we'll come to the nest, and it'll open straight up.
The kobold nods his head.
Right. Okay.
We might not be able to defeat her.
Now, there's something to be said about attacking a dragon in their own den is often folly, but being out in the open, and we don't have our flight anymore, I fear she'd have the advantage of range upon us.
Not necessarily we have to fight with her.
You think you can reason with a red dragon who's already killed most of the dwarves sent into this area?
The kobold says,
Dragons tend to care more about the horde.
she doesn't kill us. Pay her tribute. Maybe she will let you pass.
We probably might get rid of her from the mine in more peaceful manner. Maybe I cannot make any promises if this will work.
Right, I don't know if she'd accept this kobold as a tribute.
Well, I'm not talking about the kobold. I'm talking about much more appealing offer for the dragon.
All right, what have you got in mind?
Do you know how come to this alliance of the Order of the Flame? How we managed to keep the peace between humans and dragons?
No.
Like I said, the dragons tend to care about the hordes. The Order simply just acts like a stronghold for their hordes. We can think about that like as bankers of some sort.
Ulfgar gets this look on his face like he is not understanding whatsoever.
Okay, let me explain that way.
So you do banking for them?
No, we keep their horde safe in exchange for a service.
Well, I think
we're horde safe. Dragons don't need help with that.
They've got you, don't they? You're doing a
Are
good
you sure
job.
about that?
And he gives him like a shove.
Are you sure about that, Kobold? Have you heard about Needle?
Nope. You see him thinking for a second. No, never heard of Needle.
Yeah, because she is laying in rotting in the pit.
Maybe Tinder killed her.
No, she was killed by goblins.
Kobold seems to find this preposterous.
It's true. I think they used a massive catapult. Have you ever considered making a massive catapult to deal with your dragon problem? And he pokes at the kobold.
Her glorious majesty is not a problem.
But yet you fear delivering messages.
Only the bad ones.
Okay, I think we have enough information.
Regardless, I like the kobold.
What? No, I could give plenty more information. The kobold is suddenly a bit worried.
Well, if you start calling me your majesty, kobold, I'll keep you around for a very long.
Of course, your majesty.
So you're going to have to ride around with a kobold strapped to your back. How good is this?
Yeah, everyone got a pet.
Some of them are more cooperative than others.
Valia actually picks up the bit of one of the legs on the ground and says, "Yeah, actually, I think bringing him along would be a good idea. This way we'll have a little bit of food for the road."
Your majesty wouldn't let that one harm me, would she?
No, your majesty would not.
Aelia is
Aelia has the biggest smile on her face.
Boy. Ulfgar says, in one way or another, we've got to get through that dragon. And we need to get...
All I know,
Yeah.
Ulfgar, is that the Golden Plains have been harassed by dragons for centuries, and we have been on the short end of that. And by we, I mean my people.
Well,
So I do not take hunting a dragon lightly.
nor do I. But I also don't take it lightly to leave one unchecked, to ravage the area. I understand the dinosaurs in here might provide some food and challenge in some cases, but I'm also not looking forward to having an undead dragon come after us either.
This isn't Game of Thrones, just saying.
Yeah.
Although it could be.
Now, we could pursue it ourselves, or we could go back and recruit the rest of the dwarves, artists, dragon bait, heck, even Flippy. I think he'd be the one to turn the tide. And Valia just starts opening her mouth, and he's like, "No, I'm just kidding. Leave it alone." But I don't know. I think we should at the very least investigate. It's in the direction we're going, but I don't know that we should continue on carts at this point. I mean, we've gone the lion's share of the distance at a very high speed, but also very loud.
Gal, she says instead of kobold.
Yes, Your Majesty.
How far to her horse?
I'm trying to think how a kobold would measure distance. Hang on.
Probably in time?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking is he's going to measure it and how fast he can run it. Hang on.
5.2 Koblex.
Does anyone know what a kobold is?
It's like a Kelly cam, but a little bit shorter.
Hold on, so... He says, take me 4 hours to run there.
Right.
Well, I could run there in half the time, but then she looks to Ulfgar and says,
Says, now, that's why we built the freaking carts to begin with. Don't you be judging me. Dwarves are try to adapt where they can. If only they'd been able to develop fire resistance. So, I think we should investigate, know what we're up against. Bring good old Gao here with us.
Yes, good old gal.
how about we have the carts at my running pace so that I don't have to take the...
No, either way, I think we should leave the carts here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and take 4 hours?
Aye. I mean, we traveled almost that already. We could take the carts like an hour or two down, and then we'll be a little bit closer, but I don't want the echoes to get ahead of us too far and announce our arrival as it is.
No, you're right. We'll take the long route.
So what's the decision then? To walk the rest of the way?
Kellisto's going to kill the dragon, and the rest of us are going to go back for beer.
That sounds like a great idea.
I beg to differ.
Gao,
Yes, Your Majesty.
I'm going to unbind your claws.
Oh.
Oh, excellent idea, Your Majesty.
but I'm keeping your feet bound. If I see any sign that you're going to betray me for your other queen, I am going to tell her all about how useless you were.
Will I be able to walk? He says.
No, you're going to sit side saddle. I'm just letting you have your hands free.
He seems to ponder this deal for a moment. Okay,
Okay.
I accept.
And she unbinds Gal's claws.
Okay. He seems quite happy to have his hands back.
Now I'm going to have a horse-mounted turret, you see.
Pebble to it.
He does have a slingshot.
Hey,
Which Valia can attest to.
Actually, we do have those metal bearing balls that are enchanted.
He's not getting them.
Not until he shows some loyalty to Biden.
And he walks over to the kobold who's now sitting upright on Aelia's back, and he realizes that he can't really reach him. He goes, Valia, would you mind just checking to make sure he doesn't have any kind of daggers or other devices he might use to either unbind himself or perhaps stab Aelia with? And Valia would just kind of reach up, and if he's got like a dagger or something like that, she'd take
he
it.
has a dagger.
Yeah, she'd take that from him and say thank you, and she'd put it in her pouch. And we'd leave him with the sling though. I'm fine with that.
When Valia reaches up and kind of is rooting around in his pockets for a dagger, the kobold gal kind of looks at Valia and like she's got this big welt on her eye where he hits her. And he's like, sorry about that, pointing at it.
Now you're getting it, Gal. Good one.
Right. Well, I propose that we have a short rest here at least before we move on, since we've been having a bit of a chat anyway.
Yeah, I think you've been talking with Gal for quite a while here, so yeah, you could definitely call this a short rest during your chatter, and there's been nothing like particularly physically enduring that's been done. So yeah, consider that a short rest.
Constitution. Oh wow, she's got a big constitution. Holy cow. Oh, 1d12.
So wait, hang on. For my clarification, you've decided to walk the rest of the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's
Ulfgar sings a song to make everybody feel better too that needs to heal, which is pretty much gonna be I think just Valia, right?
Say again? Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
I don't know who all needs healing right now.
Oh, yeah, Valia, I think.
So everybody gets, hold on 1 second, I forgot to roll the 1d6.
Yeah, I'm fine. Also, Arokh is fine.
Everybody can heal a free 4 hit points, basically.
And so does Gal.
That's plus 20, that puts her up to maximum 76. She heals.
Unfortunately, his
But
friend.
can I burn hit dice for a spell slot?
No.
Or use spell? No.
No. Sadly, no. I'm hurting a little bit for spells as well. I'd like to take a longer rest, but...
Yeah, I've used a bunch too.
Do you want to just set up here then, so that we're better prepared should we run into any more trouble?
Yeah, it should be pretty late in the day. I'm all about a long rest.
I'm up for it. Anybody else? She knew that we'd be gone for a few days. Sithy.
All right then. Now, Gal, watch closely, and Aelia's going to set about doing a gentle repose on Gal's dead friend.
I feel like when we look at the stats for Gao's dead friend, it's like Rimworld, where it's like 60% of the body is missing, or you know how Rimworld. This is what we see.
She's gathering up what bits are uneaten, and doing what funeral rites she can.
Gao kind of looks a bit confused and is like, this is not how we typically do it, but...
How do you typically do it?
Burn the bodies. Or just leave them behind.
We can do that too. And she gets her flint and tinder out and lights the body on fire.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Gao is particularly religious, but he does seem to say like a small prayer.
I'm so glad it wasn't me.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Also,
I think their alignment's evil.
He's also saying, you hear him muttering something about like sacrifice to my glorious majesty. He's like,
well, that's me.
So are you setting up your hut, Ulfgar?
Yeah, I'll set it up.
Okay. So you can actually, because right, so your hut is like an opaque. So if you make it like rock colored kind of, then you can disguise it fairly well. Gao might even offer some tips on points in the passage where kobolds don't pass, in order to make you less conspicuous.
Okay.
And if you take his advice, you will be able to pass a long rest without interruption.
Well, to roleplay it, I would say that he would probably only be trusted if Ulfgar first. I can't word today. Felt the same, and then did the whole insight check thing on him as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think you can pick a pretty decent spot.
Okay.
And yeah, insight check, and he does seem to be like he's following Aelia's direction, so trying to stay alive.
All right.
So you pass a long rest without interruption, and unless anybody wants to do anything specific, we're going to kind of fast forward through the walking down the tunnel bit.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so you start getting kind of close to the area, and you know this because Gao alerts you. He says, "Oh, not far now." And you can hear as well in the distance what sounds like it almost sounds like it's like a constant crash of water. And as you proceed down the tunnel, it gets louder. So yeah, it just sounds like water crashing.
I'd ask Gao what that sound is.
He says, "Oh, from the top of the mine, water pours."
Oh, a waterfall.
And it does get very noisy, actually, to the point, and you can kind of see a glow from up ahead as well. There's the mine track is actually at one point, you know how there were two tracks. At one point, one of them would have split off, but Gao would have directed you to go, which one to follow to get to the kind of central shaft of the mine that you're shooting for.
Mm-hmm.
it's a single track now, and it kind of wiggles its way forward a little bit, and all you can hear is this waterfall. And you see up ahead a glow kind of from the end of the tunnel. And I think that is where we will probably leave it today. Unless anybody else would like to do anything.
If I feel that we'd be getting very close to where Tinder might be, I would probably ask that we try gagging and finish tying up Gao, just for safety's sake, so he doesn't get the chance to alert anybody to our presence. Specifically, a red dragon.
Yeah, Aelia will agree, but she's going to be very diplomatic about it with Gao and say, "Now, Gao, I'm going to put this around your mouth so that you cannot speak, but I promise you it will come off once we're done with your old queen. She needs to be dethroned."
Ulfgar would say, and think of it this way: if we lose, you still look good.
And if you win, can I have a kobold share of the treasure?
We'll see.
Yes. We both say that at the same time.
He's kind of looking at both of you like, or like, who's in charge? So,
well, obviously he should know who's in charge.
Oh gosh.
So let's leave it with a description of kind of what you see as you kind of venture towards the bottom of the the central mine shaft. The floor at the bottom of the shaft is littered with charred dwarven skeletons. A 60-foot high waterfall pours out of the north wall, forming a large pool about 10 feet deep, and all you can hear is the sound of crashing water. And the mine track proceeds ahead of this and crosses a wooden bridge that goes over the pool. And that is where we will leave it.
Okay. Feel like we're getting into a lot of trouble here. So, anyway,
it gives you guys so much time to strategize about how to kill this dragon.
I hope so. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming out to watch. I hope you guys are either watching it on YouTube if you're not watching it on Twitch. If you are watching it on YouTube, come on out to Twitch and join us. We're doing it live. So, thanks again, players, for playing today, and we'll see everybody next time. So,
bye.
Bye.